Hello everyone, welcome to Little Meatballs Nursery. Oh, I just can't say that enough times because I actually love the new name. So I have my little meatballs here, and so today is Wednesday, and some people thought it was Tuesday, but I won't mention names. So, it is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, and I just thought I would come on here. I was planning to do this earlier, but then I started talking with a Dolly friend, and Janice, it was wonderful to talk with you. But anyway, so I decided to hop on here while Jason took the kids to the pool. Now, just looking outside, I can see, I can see, I can see that it is very windy. It is rather windy. And so I don't know how long they're going to actually last out there in the pool. But I guess, we'll find out. We'll find out. So, I figured in the meantime, I would just come on here and, do a video. I did have a few things in mind that I wanted to do earlier. I don't know if I'm going to get to do all of them in this video. Depends on when they knock on the door because, it looks rather windy. I don't think they're going to be out long, but we're just going to continue until, So I was going to do the Christmas in July tag, and that was posted by Anne over at Dolls in the Cradle. If you don't know Anne, please go check out her channel. She has wonderful videos, a lot of change in chats, and her change in chats are actually one of those type of videos that I do like to watch because I'm usually not big on those type of videos, but with Anne, she has such a lovely voice, and she always makes me laugh. Anne always seems to throw little things here and there that make me giggle. So she's also a very smart and wonderful lady, and please just go check out her channel. So cuddle bodies. I am going to be talking about cuddle bodies because I don't know if I'm going to get to the tag in this video. So I just wanted to mention it though. So if anybody is interested in doing a Christmas in July tag, you could go over and check out Anne's latest video. I am going to do it regardless if it's in this, if I get to do it in this video or not. Because I have all my questions written down. So I will be doing that whether it be today or tomorrow, because I will be back on tomorrow because I am expecting a package. And I guess you could say it's a box opening, but of half of a doll, of half the doll, just the body of the doll. So I also have a box packing to do. So there's just quite a few different things, and I'm not sure exactly in which direction this video is going to turn. Depends on, quite a few things. So, okay, so this is my baby. Now, I had them dressed, but then I undressed them because I'm waiting for a new body for this one. So I'm going to show you the different types of bodies, the different types of bodies for like cuddle babies, because actually Janice was asking me earlier, because she's interested in getting a cuddle baby from Anna. So, not right now, but down the line. And so she was asking me about the different cuddle bodies and what's the difference. And so I was trying to explain it to her, and I showed her pictures and a video. But so what I'm going to do is actually show all of you. I thought, hey, what a good idea, because maybe there are other people out there that are kind of going back and forth and debating whether or not they would like to try a cuddle baby. And so I figured I would show you guys in this video the different ones that I have right now. I don't currently have a Reggie's cuddle body, which those are up there as my favorites, with of course Anna's cuddle bodies are my most favorite, but the different ones, and I'm just going to show you kind of a kind of comparison type thing video. Comparison, is that? Yeah. So we're gonna do that. Also, my full limb preemie, Sierra, has sold. She has found a new mommy, so congrats to the new mommy. I'm not gonna say who it is in case she wants it to be a surprise on her channel, because she does have a channel as well. So look for that baby coming up on someone else's channel. So that's nice. That's nice when the babies always kind of circulate and stay around, in the same, YouTube family, so that, people are able to see the baby still just on somebody else's channel. Because let's face it, you come in and you watch and you do get attached to these certain dolls that people may have. And while the owner may lose attachment for whatever reason, or maybe not lose attachment at all. Maybe they just had to sell, or whatever the case may be. But people do get, attached to these dolls through other people. So it's always nice to, hold on one second, guys. Okay. So it's always nice to see the babies, somewhere else. So let me get a blanket. You know what? I usually always have a, but he's laying on one. Hold on one second. Okay, see, I was prepared, but I wasn't. I was prepared. Anyway, so this is the Gracie May sculpt. His name is Daniel, and he is I'm not going to say portrait baby. I'm going to say, I don't want to say replica neither, because he's authentic. So I don't know how to put it, but he resembles my youngest son Daniel at birth. So that's why I decided to name him Daniel. The artist Lori Neal did an amazing job. She is on reborns.com if you want to check out her work. Again, was never I never liked this sculpt. When I was looking for potential babies to add to my collection that looked like my two younger sons, because I have Jack as my oldest. So I was looking at other fussy baby sculpts from Laura Lee Eagles, but I did not like this one. I was looking at Odessa, I believe her name was. And that's because she's a smaller baby, and Ethan was smaller when he was born than Jack. So I was looking for that for possibly Ethan, but I just kind of put it off. I kept putting it off. When I seen this baby, I never liked Gracie May on anybody else's channel, and I'm sorry for any of my Dolly friends that have it. I know Christina has one, but it just wasn't it wasn't appealing to me at the time. And this is why I say it's so important, because it all depends, a lot depends on who paints the sculpt, right? It doesn't, just because you like a sculpt doesn't mean that you're always going to like the way it's painted. And just because you like the painting of a sculpt by a particular artist does not mean you're going to love the rest of that sculpt, no matter who it's made by. So that's why these dolls are truly one of a kind, right? Because each one is created by hand, and each one is different by different people, and they're created by different artists, different level of artists, different techniques in painting, and so the doll could look completely different. Okay. When I seen this baby, I was instantly drawn to him. Now, the artist had it listed as a girl, so it was dressed as a girl, but I seen boy. I seen all boy, and I was like, oh my God, like, it was so just like instant, Sometimes you see a baby and it's that instant, Sometimes the baby, it takes a minute for the baby to grow on you. Sometimes you'll look at it and be like, it's okay. And then for whatever reason, you may be drawn back to that listing to keep looking at the baby, a number of times before you even say, yes, this is the one for me. So it's really just, kind of a personal decision. I mean, you're you're looking at their art and you're looking at them and you're like, wow, that could really fit in well here, or maybe it's just, the way the hair is done or the coloring or whatever it may be, you're drawn to that doll for a reason. When I seen this baby again, I was like, wow. And I didn't even realize at first that it was Gracie May. So I was shocked when I learned, when I read the description, I was like, I took a double take. I was like, that's Gracie May. So if it takes me a second, now I'm pretty good with my sculpts. And so and it takes me a minute to realize who the sculpt even is, that means it's painted really, really well. Okay. For how I like it to be painted. I don't want to come across to everybody like, oh, the way I want the dolls to be painted is, the right way or the perfect way. No, that's not what I mean. I just mean for me, for my taste, for my collecting, what I look for in a baby, this was it. So, the next person may look for blonde hair and, blue eyes in a baby, and that's like their go-to baby. That's the one that they, are drawn to. And, that's not for me to say, oh, no, that's not right. It is for you, just like this is for me. So, that being said, all that being said, for this baby right here, my little meatball, I love him. I had him dressed in an H&M outfit, but when I was he's cute, right? The body, okay? But I was trying to explain in my last video, I don't think I put out the last one. So I made 2 the other day. One was a strictly for sale video. The other one I made, but there was a lot of talking in it. And I kind of watched it back and I decided, no, maybe this isn't the right, I don't know, guys, there's a lot been going on with me with my health, personally, and I feel like when it rains, it pours, and that's kind of like what has happened to me the past, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks. I feel like everything has kind of just gotten, everything just smashed together into one giant ball, and it's really pouring on me. So I've been having a lot of personal health issues. I have been, it seems like, crying nonstop on and off for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Just everything combined, my mother's birthday, and then personal issues and friend issues, family issues. It just went on, and it seemed like it was boom, 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 all in a row. And so I'm kind of in a spot right now in my life where I'm moving forward. I'm healing from certain things, and I'm also looking forward to other things, and I'm also kind of stuck in the middle with others. So it's kind of like, it's just very emotional time, for many different reasons. There isn't just one. So there was just some things on there that I thought maybe weren't appropriate to talk about at this time, or, I wanted to wait until I had more information to talk about it, to discuss it. I did set up my appointments yesterday. Well, I had my doctor yesterday virtually, and, showed her my book and everything. And she was so happy that I got it, and, that I'm working towards better things. Also, I've been praying a lot, and I'm not one for prayer. I have been praying, guys. I have. And that's because sometimes when there's nothing else you could do about something, like it's out of your control, it's out of your, anything that you can do personally to fix it in the immediate moment. Sometimes the only way to get through, I'm realizing, is to pray. Is to just, now who you pray to or what you pray about, that, that's personal. That's up to you. But I have been praying to God, and I have been saying, please, just take this away, because there's days where it's that tough, it's that hard. And I think the worst part of it is not having answers. It's like, I just hope that, when my upcoming appointments and I go see these specialists, that they have some kind of answer for me better than, just we don't know. I want something more definitive than that. And no matter what it is, I can handle it. I'm strong. I'm a strong person. I can handle that. But to not know what I'm dealing with and to try and ease those symptoms when you don't even know what it is you're trying to ease, what is it, and only your own body. And I've said this many times before about your mental health, which I am a strong advocate for as well. I think that that's a very, very important part of you and your life and how it affects yourself and others. So you really have to, and everybody is, again, I'm not going to get into that, but at different levels in their progress and different, everybody's been through something different in their life, and, you deal with it accordingly. I'm talking about right now, like, physical health, and women and men both know, you guys know, everybody knows and feels what they are feeling. Only they could know, right? And you could bring your symptoms to a doctor and you could tell them all this, hey, this ABC, this is going on. But, I was just talking to Janice about this earlier. It's like, we're all getting older, we're aging, things are happening, things are breaking down, and we're not always going to know off the bat what is causing it or what it is. And, but with my anxiety issues, it also kind of, tumbles into one. So it's like, you start to feel a new pain or something you've never felt before. Or like, lately I've been having like these internal kind of itching sensations in my abdomen and everything. And so it's like, okay, that's new. And then you add it with my swollen legs and my foot pain and all this other stuff. And it's like, something's happening, and then my anxiety takes hold. And that's why this book that I got actually helps to, bring you to a more level place where you're like, okay, maybe, this is from, whatever, I hope I'm making sense here. I hope I'm making sense. All I see is the wind and the trees blowing. Anyway, I got my GYN appointments, which I haven't been to in 8 years. Yeah, guys, I haven't been to the GYN in 8 years, since Danny was born. I think my last visit was the post-op, or, yeah, after the C-section, when they check you, make sure you didn't, everything's good and healing. And I think that was my last GYN visit, to be honest with you. And that's a very long time to not go. So I have my appointment. And then a week after that, about a week after that, I have my colonoscopy. And that was the thing that I should have had done months back. The funny thing is, I was there. I was supposed to have both done at the same time, the endoscopy and the colonoscopy, but I chickened out at the last minute and I said, no, I'm just going to do, and I just should have done it. It was stupid. And now I feel like if there is something really, really wrong, then that's my own fault. Like, I should have just had it done. So I'm trying not to go to those places yet, until, like, my husband's like, until you know what we're dealing with, if anything, serious or whatever, just, try to relax and try to, again, it's a process for me. It's a process, but I'm, anyway. So see how I went way off track again. It's very windy out. They're probably going to be back, like, soon. So let's move on with the Cuddle Baby scenario here. So, we're actually making a pork loin for dinner, which I am excited about because we haven't had one of those in quite a while. On sale, he also got country ribs, I think it's called. Country ribs. I've never made those before. All I knew, it was on sale. So I did look up some recipes, and I know there is a lot that involve a slow cooker or a crock pot. But I haven't seen actual good, like, for in the oven, or I don't know if you, like, that type of meat you have to make in a slow cooker. I have no clue. if anybody makes country ribs or you know how, please let me know. so, so we got those, and then you know, we got like a whole roasted chicken, and then the other night we made that little 3-pound like butterball turkey breast. It's just the boneless turkey breast, you know. So that's good. We still actually have that, which we should just eat that first. So I mean, there's like, my biggest thing is like meal planning. Like, I need help with the meal planning because my kids, it's so much easier when it was like my in-laws. Like, I used to cook for them and my brother-in-law and everybody. My mother, my sister would come over, my brother, everybody to eat. And it was so much easier to cook for adults than it is for kids, believe it or not, because I like to cook things like, you know, vegetables and stuffed, you know, mushrooms and artichokes and just, you know, eggplant parm and all this kind. And my kids won't eat the vegetables, and my husband doesn't eat vegetables. I'm the only one that eats vegetables or fruit. They'll occasionally, they'll eat like a banana or an apple if you cut it up and peel it, or, you know, yes, even my teenagers, okay, you still have to cut it, peel it, this and that. So, but anyway, so it was so much easier to cook, you know, like that for adults than it is now. But you know, so my husband does a lot of the cooking nowadays, because he knows how to cook better without the vegetables, you know, like I'm used to always adding them in, you know, and my kids are very particular. I don't know if it's just my kids, every kid, I don't know. But I know times have changed, but when we were younger, you sat down and ate whatever your mom made. If you didn't, then that's it. And you don't eat. But, you know, I always give them an option, even if we're making something and they don't like Jack doesn't like sauce. Yeah, tell me. He doesn't like sauce on his macaroni, on his pasta. So, you know, we'll put some of that aside and he'll mix it with butter and cheese. You know, and if they totally don't like the dinner, which is very rare, because again, we accommodate them and what they like first before us. So, you know, if they really don't like it, I don't, you know, then they always have an option of peanut butter and jelly or ramen. I will give them those two options. If it's a meal that they really can't stand, then they can, you know, give them one of those. But most 9 out of 10 times they do like what we make, because again, we make it for them. You know, it's like, but anyway, let's get to this. Wow, it is windy. That is so weird. I hope it's not. Well, you know what though? That's not good unless it actually rains, because we are having red flag warnings here. And for, if you don't know what a red flag warning is, and it means that it is high risk for fires. It is wildfire season here. And when they have red flag warning, that means it's very, very hot and it's windy. And so if somebody decides to flick a cigarette out the car window and it goes into the woods, and then with all the wind and the hot, forget it. Forget about it. It goes up. And it makes it that much harder for firefighters to put out the fire. A lot of brush fires happening, a lot of, so that worries me, because I'll tell you though, we used to be surrounded by woods. When we first moved here, we were surrounded by woods. But over the past decade, they have built everywhere, you know, to the side, to the side, to the front, to the back. The back, I think, is still, there's still woods there because we have a park that's, well, it's a little down ways, but it's still kind of behind here in a sense, but just not directly. But there's a lot of woods still there. But but everything is fenced in. That's a good thing about this neighborhood, actually, is that everything's fenced in, so nobody can just go, like cut through anywhere. I used to hate that when we would be like in New York. People would cut through your lawn or cut over your fence or whatever to cut through, so that they didn't have to walk all the way around on the road. They could just go straight through to their yard. I couldn't stand that. But at least they have that here, so that's safe, But, so we used to have beautiful woods right next door. Not anymore. It totally became more, and I understand, we need more housing, more apartments and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of scary with the, the fires. It is wildfire season, and unfortunately, and I know there's natural disasters happening everywhere. All over, the Texas flooding, that's another thing. I've been, watching that on the news, and honestly, I'm trying to stay away from news right now because, like I said, I have enough personal issues going on, and the stress is just unbearable, and you don't want to add more stress, more stress. So I've been trying not to watch the news, but I have obviously seen it. You go on your phone, you're going to come across these major news stories, and but I haven't actually listened to it. But it's obvious what has happened, and the death toll. The last time I looked, it was like at 150, I believe. It's so sad, and it's so at some point it's unbelievable. It's like, why, and I think Christina said it best in her video this morning. Or maybe it was last night. So go check out Cuddles by Christina. She did a video, and I love you, Christina. She always makes such wonderful sense of things, and she's a very optimistic girl. She is, and she's wonderful. She's wonderful. Go check out Christina. And she was talking about the floods, and, because a lot of people question, well, why didn't God stop this? Why, he has the power. Why would he do this? And she made sense how she explained it. So just go over and check her out. Okay, let's get to the Cuddle Bunny. So this is the one he came with. And while it is cute, I will give it that. I thought it was going to be a lot worse off than it is. The head was weighted heavy, and I am actually going to take his head off because this body is for sale because I bought him a new one. So, excuse me, I am selling this cuddle body. So it will come weighted and stuffed. It is weighted just from here down, and then from about there down, and this is all polyfill, and he is stuffed. He's not weighted that heavy, to be honest with you. I think the head has just as much weight, so I could weigh the body if you're interested in it, but I would call this a teddy bear body, and I'll tell you why. It is nice and soft, but because it doesn't have any really movement as far as the elbow or the knee. Okay, so I mean, it does have movement. You could see it as movement, but it won't stay in a position like that. So like when I have them laying down in the bassinet, it's either he's straight forward or you can do that, which is still cute, you can, I mean, he's not like stiff, and he's not, look, you could see how the body cuddles up. So it does, he's not stiff, he's cuddly. But for posing reasons, I mean, you could also do this, which I'm going to show you. Now, all of these bodies, I believe, I mean, he is cute. It is cute. I mean, he does have now that I'm holding him more, I should have maybe waited before I bought the other body, from Anna, but I kind of just wanted all my babies to have the same body style. But he is, now that I'm folding his legs up, it is a very cuddly body. And if you're looking for a body this size, I would say 18 to 19 inch body this would work for. Then I would say, yes, this could work for you. Now, I'm not going to be asking, I'm gonna ask for $50 shipped. That's in the USA, PayPal only, US only, $50 free shipping. So I'm gonna try and stick this, I guess, in a medium flat rate box. Unless I could get it in something else for less money, I'm not sure. But we're just gonna do 50 free shipping, and it will come, you know, weighted and stuffed. And if I have an extra necktie, you know, the zip tie, I'll include it. But I have to really see what I have left because I have to send one to somebody else, and I think I have just enough to. Well, it really depends. It depends if I could pop his head off or not. Because sometimes I could just... No, I don't think so. I think he has a disc. It does. Okay, so this baby has a neck ring. So it's not just on here. Does this baby have it? You know what? No, do you have one? No, I don't think you do. No, he doesn't. So when I first started collecting dolls, I did not prefer the neck ring. So what the neck ring is, in case you don't know, there is a piece. I don't know if you could tell right here. Okay, there you go. A plastic piece right here that you attach to the head, and basically that plastic ring allows the head to swivel better back and forth. You can do it that way, or a lot of people, which I prefer this way, but what I'm noticing is a lot more people are using this neck ring. I just prefer to put the zip tie right in the groove of the actual vinyl head. As long as you don't pull it tight and you leave enough, you know, give, you can turn the head back and forth just as fine. And I feel that this part, I don't know, it leaves an uncomfortable look in the doll. That's my opinion. And I'm going to try and take this off so I could show you exactly what I mean. So I don't know if I'm actually going, there's no point in dressing him, but I'm going to dress Thomas. And also Dominic, which is Sam. I left his name Dominic so that I have, what I realized is, because once I named my new one, Marnie, I named him Thomas. And I'm going to bring him on in a second. So Thomas, here, let's bring him on first. Well, actually, I wanted to show you guys this. So if I can clip the... so I named him Thomas, the other one. And what I figured is Thomas for Tom the Turkey, right, for around Thanksgiving. And then I have Dominic for Christmas time, for Dominic the Donkey. So they each had their own holiday, is what I figured. So that's why I left it at that. Okay, so you can already see, without me even taking this off, I think you could see. There you go. So you see where that's sitting? The, there you go. The zip tie, it's in a plastic, area there. So we're gonna take that off. And guys, my nails, I actually painted them. This is just regular nail polish today. So as we are I'm gonna take this off. I have my little tools here, my little tools. Where are your mascot tools? Or we can, or the map, the map, the map. Doesn't Dora need some tools too? Like the map? And all I know is swipe or no swiping. Oh, here, look. Okay, so I'm hoping this will help me with the eyelashes. But in the meantime, I'm going to have one of these Verona cookies. Ooh. Janice, I know you loved these last time, right? I love these cookies. And they're decently priced, too. They're a little over $3 for a bag. And that's pretty good for nice, I was going to say designer cookies. They're designer cookies, right? They're look how nice. Ooh, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. I'm so hungry. I'm eating one. Sorry, guys. I gotta eat one right now. I'm just trying to... Sorry, I'm gonna talk on a flu. Talk with my mouth full. So, hold on one second. Okay, guys, that didn't work so well. I don't want to talk with my mouth full, so... Anyway, at first I felt like his eyelashes looked a little pluggy, and I was about to pluck something. But I said, nope, don't do it, Sandra, don't do it. I'm glad I didn't. Because now that I'm just kind of brushing them with a toothbrush, I think I still have to wet this side a little bit, but you know, it's hard not to, I feel like, compare art, which I have to stop doing that. But it's hard when you know, you love the artwork that you've been collecting, you know, and then it's like you kind of always find yourself comparing the two, and I gotta stop that, because this baby is gorgeous. This baby is gorgeous. I mean, Olive was gorgeous too, and I feel like each baby has their own, you know, look to them. Obviously, Anna's babies for me are just the, how do you say it? Cream of the crop? Creme de la creme? How do you say? How do you say? Ashbet. How do you say? You know, the model. Now I'm going to start talking to my Italian words. You know, she's just, you know, has, for me, she's the best babies for me. So when I get dolls from someone else, now I couldn't get a Gracie May from her, because it's a sold out limited edition kit. Now, that being said, even if I did get it from her, it wouldn't have turned out like this. It wouldn't have turned out like how I love this baby, you know? Because I wouldn't have known how to explain to her that that's what I wanted, because I wouldn't know that that's what I wanted. If that makes any sense at all. Because I didn't know this was what I wanted till I seen him, you know? So I couldn't have said, oh, do it like this, because I wouldn't know that, you know, that's how I would have wanted it to be. So I have these angled clippers that I bought just for this. Just for, you know, my my reweighting work here with the dolls. It's way easier to get in there and snip this off. But usually, there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to show you. So, whoop! If this bothers anybody, please shut your video off. I'm about to pop a head off. Pop a head off the doll. It's a doll, guys. Doll, doll, doll. Reborn doll. All right. Whoop! I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. There is no, okay. There is no, there is no part. I thought for sure there was a neck ring. See, and I should have, okay. I thought that, okay, let's put this body down for a moment. So there's the body here. You know what? Let's put the head down here. So here's the body, guys. So if anybody is interested in this little body, I'll leave the diaper on, the Millie Moon diaper. And I want to say that I want to say the beads are loose. Uh-oh. No, no, I see it. Okay, no, it's in pantyhose. It is. Maybe one escaped. Okay, so we're just going to sit this body over here. Okay, so let's look at... I'm really surprised because now I don't want to mess with this because I don't want to mess with the magnet. See, now I have no idea what these numbers mean. I have no clue. I have no clue as far as that. I know it says the artist's name on the sculptor. What the... I'm wondering what is in the head here. See, I don't want to mess with the magnet, even though the it doesn't really stay on that well anyway. I'm just curious now. I always get very curious. Okay, the beads are up in the front, which is odd. Usually the beads should be more towards the back of the head. I'm gonna have to I have to redo this baby before the, well, at least the head part. Because beads should be, and I thought it was a little weird that, you know, now, I know there are a few artists, different artists that watch my channel. When you weight your babies, you put the beads towards the back of the head, right? See, this wasn't that way. I also, yeah, and there's a note saying, that's odd to me. Whenever I've added weight to the baby's head, I always, and I'm not an artist, but I mean, I just know how I like to hold them, the way they feel most realistic to me. And that is with the weighting towards the back of the head. Now, I don't know why they would do that, but I'm fixing it. And I'm also going to put some more polyfill in the front. And if that means knocking out her magnet... Okay, the magnet is in the chin, which is... I don't know why it would be there. Okay. So I fixed that. Okay, I fixed the beads. I'm going to put more polyfill towards the front of her face. I know you can't see a thing I'm doing. But I do have a poker tool, one of those long wooden skewer type things. I'm going to actually, I just don't want to break anything off in there. But her head needs to be filled. No. See, it's cool though. It's easy. It's an easy fix. The sun is coming out again. Like Annie says, the sun will come out tomorrow. But it's coming out today. So yeah, I'm so happy I got this baby though. So yeah, see, now that's more like it. The head is falling to me. It will fall more backwards than forwards, which before it was. And I thought it was just because of the body. But once his proper body comes tomorrow, and I attach him on that, he's going to be the most perfect baby, just like my other ones. So we're going to leave him over here, and I am going to just fix him. Okay, so we're going to leave him there, and we're going to bring on my other baby, and then let me just show you this again, guys, in case anybody's interested. $50 shipped in the USA, PayPal only. So if you're interested in a Cuddle body for $50 shipped, just let me know. We're going to sit him over here. And then I also have, because I could ship that out Friday, I believe, either Friday or Saturday. Because I have another... Okay. Because I have another package to send out as well. Because, like I said, that the full limb baby has found a new mommy. And I was going to possibly do the box packing. now, but it's really not a box. It's really just because the clothes sold separately, so it's just the doll. It's just the doll wrapped in the yellow blanket because the woman that bought the clothing picked the elephant blanket. So the baby comes in the yellow heart print blanket and you know, with the honeybug pacifier and the white onesie, a diaper, and a headband, and the COA, of course, and business cards, and I don't know, there's some little something else in there. So it's really not that much of a box packing. But we can do it together, or I can dress my new guy. Let me show you the options. I'm trying to think of what's a better idea right now. You know what? We could let's do both. Okay, so we're not going to do the tag in this one. I'm going to do the tag tomorrow when the Cuddle body gets here. Then this way I could attach my new baby. I could hold him, dress him, hold him, and then do the tag with him. So I'm gonna do it that way because I kind of have extended answers, and I kind of want to. So the way Anne did it, she said that you can answer from like your childhood or how your holiday is now as an adult. I kind of want to answer both. So it's gonna probably be longer than, you know, what I'm gonna be able to stay on here for. So we'll just leave it at that. So I am going to eat another cookie quick while I set up the box packing. I'll be right back. Okay. So I set up whatever I needed to set up here. I got my tissue paper back here. I'm gonna just kind of give you guys, I got a nice white ribbon bow here for the new baby. And she is going to a lovely, lovely home where she'll have lots of sisters and brothers, and we have the flat rate box here, and I'm gonna just put that there for a second so I can wrap the baby up. So she's gonna come home in this really pretty yellow blanket with the heart print, so you can see the heart print there. This blanket actually I just got in the box opening with Daniel. So I actually had already covered her face, so you know what, we don't really have to. I was gonna give you guys last look at her, and I think I'm gonna just give you guys a peek, a sneak peek, before she goes home. Oh, and I gotta put her diaper on. That's right, I gotta put her diaper on. So here she is. Okay, so let's take this diaper off her head. Give you a little sneak peek. Hi. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. See you soon, Mom. So one last look at this gorgeous little baby, and you'll be seeing her on somebody else's channel very soon. Look at those nails. I love the way that the artist did these nails. Look at those. Gorgeous, gorgeous baby. And she will be going to her new mommy this weekend. So, hi, Mommy. You know who you are. So, we're going to pack her up. I do got to put a diaper on. You know what? I think I'm going to just go. I'm going to go now because I got some things I gotta do, and I can't, I'm like trying to reach this way and that way. So, I think we're going to end this video here. You know what? Let me show you guys, the baby. I didn't show you guys my other baby. So let me leave. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little all over the place today. I'm trying. Okay, so here is baby. Here is little baby Thomas. This is little Tommy. And I am going to dress him in one of these outfits. So how about I'll show you the outfits, and then you guys can guess which one I'm actually going to put on him, and then I'll bring him on tomorrow and show you which one I picked. That could be fun, right? So this is little Tommy, and he is by Anna at Chat Reborn Nursery. And there's little Tommy. And again, he was not a custom for me. She had made him to sell, and then you know, she reached out and asked if I would be interested in him. And of course I said yes, because you can't, unless, you know, if you have the money, or if you could figure out a way, at least I'm going to figure out a way to get one of Anna's babies, because again, they're just my favorite. And when, you know, and I knew she was taking a painting break. And so, I didn't know, you know, I don't know when the next time she's going to have more babies available, or when I'm going to be able to order one custom. So I said, you know what? Let me just, you know, grab this one. And I thought he was adorable. And like I said, I was going back and forth with this kit. This is the Marnie kit from Bountiful Baby. And I kept looking back and forth at this kit, looking back and forth. And, you know, the time just never, you know, was right, I guess you want to say. The time was right. The timing was, whatever, however you want to put it. I just never got him. So, I was like, yes. And I think if it was a kit that I never, you know, if it was a kit that I didn't like, or I wasn't, you know, I probably would have said, no, you know, I'm not going to take him. But I am very happy with him, because I missed out the last one she had. Another YouTuber actually bought, Beverly, over at Little Nook of Doll Dreams. So go check out Beverly. She adopted Eric by Joanna Kazmerzak. I think that's how you say her last name. And that baby is gorgeous. He's a bigger baby, but he is gorgeous. And so when I had wrote to Anna, because she had him listed, and then nobody had bought him, or I didn't think anybody had bought him yet. And I wrote to her and I said, do you still have him? Do you still have Eric? And she's like, nope. She's like, one of your dolly friends just adopted him. So I was like, okay, you know. And she said, but I'm not going to say anything, because I think she wants it to be a surprise. And I was like, okay. And so my eyes were peeled on YouTube all that week, because I knew to watch out that somebody had grabbed him. And so I was just, who took him? And I seen Beverly's post, and I was like, oh, good. You know, I was so glad that you got him, Beverly. But so after that, I for sure thought, okay, I'm not going to be able to get a baby from her for, you know, a few months. And then she reached out to me, and I was so grateful. I was so happy, and I was like, yes. So always exciting to get a new baby from Anna. And she does such nice box openings, beautiful box openings. She puts a lot of love into her box openings, a lot of thought, and I think I love her box openings. I think it's a very, very proper box opening, because especially in today's day of collecting, where I feel, in my opinion, that so much of the box opening part of the reborn world has gone, you know, and, you know, a good example of that really are the two babies that I have recently got that were not from Anna. So the one that I just sold, this girl I just showed you, she did not come with a box opening really at all. It was whatever she was wearing, and, you know, wrapped in her elephant blanket. She came with maybe a little lovey. Did she come with? She might have came with a little, oh yes, she came with an elephant lovey and her pacifier and her COA, and that was about it. So there was no real box opening. The baby I just got, Daniel, the Gracie May, I mean, there was a pillow, the yellow blanket, the honeybug pacifier. I think that tends to be the going theme these days of what your reborn baby comes with. It's kind of just like the basic pacifier, blanket, you know, sleeper, and, you know, the certificate. I don't think there's really much else to it. And so, you know, newer people coming into the community may think that that's just, you know, how things have always been, but no, that is not how they've always been, you know. And some people don't mind. Some people say, well, I'm just buying the doll, I don't, you know, care about that, I'll go shopping separately for that, and that's cool too. But for me, and this is my from my personal experience, my personal opinion, I just feel that when I'm paying so much for a doll, yes, listen, there is no argument about that the doll, the hours that the artist put into painting these dolls, and, you know, all that other stuff, okay? But if I'm paying all that money for a doll, I feel that the experience should come along with it. So it's not just the doll that's the experience, it's the excitement of opening up that box and seeing tissue paper and saying, oh, I'm unwrapping things, and just getting excitement and all that excitement that builds up to the baby. And I know people are going to say, well, you know, that costs more money to go out and buy these things and what have you. Now, I don't know, you know, situations of each individual artist, but if that's the case, you know, Anna makes these box openings for every doll she sells. They're all brand new with tag items, and she sends at least 3 to 4 outfits, plus mittens and socks and hats and bibs and whatever, a lovey, a blanket, all that stuff, new. And her prices are still lower than most for the quality of her work. So that tells me something too. And she's not going to be doing this to make zero money in a business, you know, so she's making money still. So, you know, that just tells me that maybe some artists are just, you know, I don't know the word. I don't know the right word to say. And I don't want to get into that whole big conversation in this video either. But I think you understand what I mean. That it's not a cost thing. It's not a cost thing either. You know, because otherwise, you know, other artists couldn't do it either, because you need to be making money with your business. So that's all I mean by that, is that I don't think that's the issue. I think some people have just said, oh, well, I can, so I'm going to, or, you know, something like that, you know. And I understand everything has gotten expensive. Everything has gotten expensive. But, you know, if you want to continue to sell your dolls and sell your art and sell, you know, then, you know, it's important to be mindful of the consumer as well. It's important to be mindful of the collector and how you're sending it to somebody, and you know, the care that goes into that package, the entire package, not just the doll itself. That's all I mean. So, I'm going to show you the outfits that I picked for this guy, and I'm not going to dress him on video. It's going to take two, you know, and he's heavy guy. He's almost 7 pounds, so, you know. So I'm going to show you the outfits that I picked for him, and then you can pick your favorite out of the 3 and comment below which outfit you think he's going to be in tomorrow. And then I will pick an outfit and dress him in it, and I will show you guys tomorrow which one I picked. So here's another look at him, so you could see his body type, and this is an Anna body, and this is the same one that I ordered for Daniel, for my other doll. So you can see that the limbs are a lot longer and they're more posable. You see they're pinned here at the elbow, so you see how much more posable it is if you want to have him like that. You know, there's so many more poses you could do. My favorite with this body is you can put them on their tummy and have them like that. And then their legs are long enough in the back to kind of scooch up a little bit and then be crossed, if that makes any sense. I know everybody's laughing at me right now. I'm trying to show you guys. It's not working out so well. But she also makes a definitive marker around their wrists, so it makes them look like they have a hand and not just a claw, what I like to call the lobster claw on the other ones. And she puts it around the ankle too, so it's a more definitive foot, because the other body, that's what it reminds me of, a claw. You know, it looks like a lobster claw. Hold on. Okay, so you see, I had to go get it. So you see the lobster claw? Okay, you see? Look, here's the difference. Look. So, you see, like, she makes it more definitive to look. And then the elbows are tucked. This is just one, you know, piece. And I'm not saying it's cute. It's still a cute body. It's just not, you know, what I'm used to or what I like for my babies. And it's time to go. It's time to go. So, I'm not even gonna bother putting that head back on the body tonight. I'll just wait till the new body gets here. I'm gonna dress him. Let me show you the outfit choices for this guy. Maybe I can show you this way. It's giggle time, giggle time. So you see what I mean? Like, if you can prop him up like on his knees and then cross his ankles. That's what I mean. And that looks really cute for pictures when he's on his belly. Okay, so let me show you the outfits. So this is option 1. Is the long sleeve white shirt. That's H&M. And then this outfit I got in the box opening. I call it my Cloud Guy outfit, because if you ever watched the movie Trolls, this reminds me of Cloud Guy. So there's the Cloud Guy. So I was gonna put this white shirt underneath the little jogger and leave this unzippered. So to have the white shirt underneath, and then with these pants. I really do like that outfit, so that's a cute one. Or I was gonna use this H&M koala pants, and then I was gonna put the brown shirt, long sleeve, and then this gray little short sleeve shirt that I just got in the box opening over the brown long sleeve, and put that with the pants. So like that would go underneath, which I thought this was really cute too. Now remember, I'm using all of the outfits, but I'm asking you guys to vote on which one should go on Thomas, because I picked these out beforehand to dress all 3 of them. So it's just which one do you think is going to be on Thomas. So the Cloud Guy one, this 3-piece one, we'll call this gray 3-piece. So Cloud Guy, gray 3-piece, or this blue and white striped 2-piece with the little buttons on the top. Now, so those are the 3 options. So you tell me which one you think I'm going to put on Thomas. Stripes, Cloud Guy, or gray. And then, so again, I'm only going to dress him, and then Dominic right now needs to be dressed as well, because I had to take pictures of the 3 of them together, and it asked me to take pictures of them side by side to kind of know what size body was best for the one I needed it for, because she was pretty sure that his head was the same size as this guy. And now with pictures though, I feel like the Gracie May sculpt is kind of a size in between the Sam sculpt and this sculpt. So it's just, he's kind of like in between. But also it's a different face shape. So if you were to like, well, you've seen them next to each other, so I could just show you again. So see, well, it's a lot easier to do this way than hold them. So here it appears that this one is bigger, right? Well, they're about the same, I would say, just a little, the shape is a little different, the shape, which, so this is the exact body coming, I believe. No, Sam, it's Sam's size body. So I'm so confused. I'm so confused with all these bodies, but yes, you know. Okay, so this is actually, he's on a bigger one. So what I figured though is I can always, and you can see from the side, it's just a different shape. And I figured that I could always adjust, like if it turns out that I think that the one I got was too small, I could always switch the body out to the, you know, switch their heads to different bodies, because they're all, I think, 1 inch difference, because there's a 17, 18 inch, an 18, 19, and then a 19, 20. I believe that's how it goes, something like that, you know. So I don't know, you know, an inch difference ain't gonna really make all the difference anyway. So, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So, if you guys want to vote below which outfit you think is gonna go on Thomas, either Cloud Guy, Blue Stripes, or Gray 3-piece, and let me know in the comments below. Just something fun to guess, you know, something to play along, a little interactive, you know, little guessing game. That's all. Okay guys, so it's a little over an hour, you know. I haven't been doing really long videos lately, trying to give everybody an opportunity as well to watch, because I mean, I know a lot of you love the longer videos. I feel like this was, again, more of a kind of reintroduction to my channel, I guess, with the new Little Meatballs nursery and all that stuff. And I just kind of want to, you know, have some shorter videos to start out with, and then, you know, eventually I'll get back into the storytelling, you know, about my family and that kind of thing, because I do enjoy doing that. And I'm still going to continue to do that on my channel. So if you know, are interested in, you know, family stories and laughs and, you know, just talking about life and just, you know, new things that come up and happen, and I think just, you know, like I said, moving forward, I'm just going to be a little bit more selective and a little bit more, you know, not impulsive, let's say. Non-impulsive. Because, you know, it's true. Sometimes I do start talking about something, or, you know, what have you, and I don't think things fully all the way through. And I also don't want to overthink it, you know. A lot of times if you have to overthink something, then it kind of sucks the fun out of it too. So it's like, you know, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be me. Just kind of more of a toned down version of Sandra, you know, and just be me and continue to do the things I love on my channel and say the things that, you know, I want to say, and that's it, you know. And if again, same Sandra, just a little bit toned down, a little bit toned down. And that's it. And see, I was gonna say something else, and then I'm like, nope. Nope. No. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm just very grateful for each and every one of you, again, that come in to watch my videos and spend time with me, and it brings me such joy and peace and happiness. And I feel like when I leave you guys, then I start to, you know, feel lonely again, and I start to think, you know, about everything that's going on. This kind of takes me away. It's kind of like my Calgon, You know, it's kind of like it just takes me away for the hour or whatever, however long I'm on here, and it takes my mind off of, you know, things that are, you know, not not happy about myself right now. You know, my, you know, takes my mind away from the pain. Believe it or not, it does. It takes you, you know, because you're focused on other things. You're focused on the babies. You're focused on, you know, talking to you guys, and you're focused. I'm focused. And so, you know, it brings you to another place. You don't have to worry constantly, or I don't have to worry constantly. And guys, I love you. That's all I'm going to say. I love you. I do. And I know I've said in the past, oh, I shouldn't say that because I don't even know. I love you guys. I love that you come and spend the time with me. I love you guys. I do. It's a different kind of love. And I think somebody explained it that way too. Maybe Janice. Was it you, Janice? I know you're Janice. Listen, Janice is a very intelligent, smart woman. And I am honored to call her my friend. And Christina as well. Both wonderful women that I feel don't give up when times get rough or times get tough. And they don't, I feel like they are, I don't know the word I'm looking for, guys, but you know what I mean. They're very special ladies. Very special. So, and I feel like that's true, you know. True friends don't give up on each other on hard times or through rough things. They, you know, they stick by you. And hey, I'm not saying they always agree with what you do or what you say or things that happen. But I'm saying that, you know, that's not all that somebody is made up of. You know, everybody's human. Everybody, you know, has their bad moments in life, and who are we to judge? You know, especially when, you know, people don't know the entire stories of things that go on, or, you know, I'm not gonna carry on with this conversation right now, but I think you guys understand what I mean. You know, so I'm gonna go now before I put my foot in my mouth. Because that's what happens, right? I start talking, and then before I know it, I'm like, I gotta watch that back first. No, I can't post this, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm just gonna put it. I think that I said it very nicely and clearly, and you know, that's it. So I'm gonna go. I am going to dress Thomas. I'm going to pack up little Miss Sierra for her new mommy, and I'm sure they'll be home soon, and then it's dinner time. It is pork loin, and I think I'm going to make mashed potatoes. I think I'm going to make loaded mashed potatoes. I think we got some sour cream and bacon bits. I think we're going to do something like that. Now, my kids won't even eat mashed potatoes. Do you know that? They won't. French fries, tater tots, yes. And we do have tater tots. So see, like, in that sense, I would make, you know, tater tots for them. But I don't really like tater tots. I don't really like French fries. I don't like chicken. I don't like any of that. Nuggets. I'll maybe have, like, a chicken patty. But I would much rather have, like, homemade chicken cutlets, you know, like, that you bread and make yourself. I don't like those. I don't really like any of those ready-made frozen things. Like, I would much rather do a homemade something, you know. But anyway, so we're gonna figure that out, and thank you for watching. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'm gonna be back to show you guys my baby on his new Cuddle body. I believe, I'm thinking tomorrow. It should be here. Maybe not tomorrow. Friday. I don't know why now I'm thinking today's Thursday. I'm hurrying the week along, Christina, and you were like, oh no, it's only Tuesday. I'm like, no, it's Wednesday. No, wait, is it Thursday? The body won't be here till Friday. So So then I won't be back tomorrow. So I'll be back Friday, guys. Whenever the body gets here, that's when I'll come on and show you guys. So if she shipped it today, it's not going to be here tomorrow. It'll be here the day after. So, that's when I'll be back. That's when I'll be back. All right, guys. I will see you next time on Little Meatball's Nursery. Till next time, everybody. Bye-bye.